Hello everyone, welcome back. Fire Emblem Heroes is a game that I like. If you're not new here, then that's something you're aware of. However, as we're entering whatever end of book this is, 7, I think, so like 7 years of Fire Emblem, uh, dude, Heroes needs a revamp, okay? And I'm not talking about adding some sort of gimmick like attuned heroes, okay? That was dumb. They're like rearmed heroes, but like kind of worse almost, depending on what the kit is. It's stupid. It's really stupid. So I thought I would sit down, now that we have over 1,000 unique heroes in the game, and think about what might actually benefit from having a slight update for heroes. You know what I mean? Like really give it some thought and not ask for anything outlandish or anything like that. Just some meaningful context to what actually gripes some players or all players, and maybe give some ideas. Okay, so this is an open forum in the comments, technically, so long as you are respectful, obviously. I want to know what you would like to see improved on in the game, or if something new needs added, or existing features that could use a spruce. I'm kind of going to tap into all of that. So come along on a journey with me. And our first stop in this journey is Ether Resort. You know, the thing you go to like probably once a week or something, to get your weekly, I don't even know what these are, whatever the hearts are. I don't even remember what they're called. That's how little I understand. Affinity, sure, we'll call it affinity. That's fine. There is one thing in particular in this particular area, okay, that really grinds my gears. All right, this. Why does this exist outside of to give you a very downright meaningless amount of feathers, okay? With the cookbook, which I haven't even completed. I did at one point, but then I just kind of stopped caring. For the feathers aren't enough, man. They're not enough. But there are other games that exist across standard RPGs or other gachas where, I don't know, if you cook something and then consume it, it grants you some sort of temporary buff for a certain amount of time. Why don't they do that here? Literally, like SP skills, for example. Now, while you don't really need them because weekend grinding is like a thing, but we've all been in that situation where, I don't know, you get a new hero on Tuesday, for example, and you really need a lot of SP because they got mad skills, and you gotta grind out using a bunch of stamina, and it's just tedious and unnecessary, right? Imagine you don't want to wait for the weekend multiplier or whatever it is, or you don't have that special hero that's locked behind 6 years of seasonal banners to get the right SP enhancing skill that you need. Imagine. Perhaps they would add it as a seal. Why would they ever do that? I don't know. But imagine that you could just cook something up here and suddenly it would, you'd have like a 30-minute buff of SP. You know, something to make you actively use this mode outside of complete cookbook for patch update, whenever that is, and then just call it a day. You know, something you could even do it with like HM if you were feeling frisky. I guess that seems a little less likely to me. Experience is another one. You could even do combat stuff. So like a certain dish would grant you like a cooldown count of 1 or something for, you know, 1 map. I don't know, something along those lines. Obviously it would have to be non-competitive modes, but you could also have it so that you could clear like abyssal maps maybe more easily and like limited hero battles that get a little bit insane, you know, like stuff like that. Stuff like that where you can actually use the game modes that I feel like probably don't get a lot of attention, honestly. And don't be that one guy who's like, I actually use it all the time. You're a liar. You don't use it all the time. You forget it exists most days. Don't even try. Don't even try and be that guy with me, okay? But just something to use this more. And speaking of buffs, bro, can we talk about accessories for like just half? Actually, that looks kind of dope. I am on board with that, Lind. Okay, let's talk about accessories for just a hot minute. All right. Why don't these grant buffs? Why are they so damn expensive, but also purely cosmetic? I don't understand. Why don't we have these grant buffs in non-competitive modes, you know? Or something along those lines. It blows my mind that these happen. And like most of the time in any PvP mode, you can't actually see the accessory anyway. So what's the purpose? What's the purpose? For you to personally enjoy them. That's it. And by the way, it's nearly impossible to collect them all. Affinity is still crazy expensive. So maybe give more affinity? Because like there are also things, okay, like the music, for example, where I would love to collect every track. Fire Emblem music is probably one of my favorite things about the series as a whole. But I can't get all of the accessories and all of the music. It's impossible. Now, you could spend orbs and get affinity buffs. Who wants to do that? That just makes it feel bad. Affinity should be something that feels good to earn and use, because at the end of the day, none of it actually means anything. So what are we doing? Affinity and like the accessories and music shops is basically just an indicator as to how long you've been around the game to earn it. That's not enjoying it, okay? All right, that's not really enjoying it. So I propose maybe run like a monthly discount where, I don't know, all Edelgard accessories. Hey, that also looks fresh. I'm on board with that. Maybe all accessories from Engage are 20% off for the month. Or even do like weekly stuff. I don't know. It takes a while to build up affinity, so I feel like a monthly discount would be better. Same goes for the music. Okay? Same goes for music. Have a monthly, have a featured title that month. Okay? I'm pretty sure the Intelligent Systems website features a specific title of Fire Emblem every month or something along those lines to give spotlight to it. Do the same thing for the music, bro. What are we doing? You can even sort it. Just make it more meaningful, make it more impactful. I also would really like more maps or layouts for Ether Resort, but I will get to that later, because we're going to talk about that later. So Ether Resort, it needs an update. It needs an update. I feel like it is something that's meant for you to just kind of hang out here, relax, chill, vibe, whatever. For the more casual players specifically, there's not much for them to do here, you know? And I am one who would like that, frankly, because I'm not a meta sweat. I'm not a hardcore player. I collect what I want to collect, and then I leave. I go about my way. And you know, I would like to have more time here, but there's really not a point to do it. Okay. Let's talk summoning. All right. Let's talk summoning, because God, do we need to talk about summoning. Number one, add 2D animations for limited banners. Okay, any hero that's going to be limited, i.e. popped in and out of the game data when their banner is not available, to free up space, obviously, because 2D animations can get crazy. Put them in. Put them in. Make summoning something limited and special truly feel limited and special, because as someone who has summoned a lot, it just I don't, it just doesn't feel as good. Okay, imagine you're back to the first engage banner, okay, and you have rearmed Alfred, I think is his name, and then also you have Chloe. Okay, imagine they're color sharing. One is a normal pool hero, one is a limited rearmed hero who doesn't exist outside of that banner or other banners he is featured. Okay, imagine. Now, you don't know what the split looks like when you pull on that blue stone, but imagine something like the smoke hits, and then out of nowhere, bro, you see the lance swipe across the screen. You got a flash of cape in the back. Bam! It's Alfred, and he's there in 2D glory. And by the way, we used to have 2D animations. I'm not really sure what happened to them, but I specifically remember stuff like Marth and Roy and some others. They had them. Okay, so it's not like they don't know how to do that. They took them away. I'm assuming for size purposes. But now that we have so many limited options, what, the game data gets a little bit bigger for like 2 weeks at a time? I feel like most people can handle that. I mean, it's 2023. You probably got the space now, right? It's a different time than it was in, God, 2017. When, you know, 32 gigs on a phone was like kind of big, you know? So make it feel special. Make it feel important, you know? I feel like it wouldn't be that hard or controversial in this day and age, you know? Arena tickets. Now, I don't have mine up because I haven't done that yet, which is my bad. But imagine, if you will, a unit of choice option from the arena pool. Now, listen, arena tickets were a great addition, and I'm fully on board with those. Okay, I love that change. That's a great change. Value-wise, it's not really that great. I imagine once we get more tier 4 or 5 skills, God, can you think about it, that the pre-fodder options from the arena pool will make it more valuable. Okay, that basically happened with Null Follow-Up recently when we got magic and physical versions in the tier 4 of Null Follow-Up, right? Null Follow-Up suddenly became a great tier 3 skill to get because it's, you know, solid pre-fodder. Imagine, if you will, you go through all your arena tickets for an entire cycle, however long it is, like 180 days or something. 6 months. You don't get the hero that you need. Imagine you have a +9 Tsubasa, and every time you pull blue, you get a Nephany. Okay? Which in my world is great. Or a Tana, which in most people's Guidance 3 worlds would be great. But imagine you really just want a Tsubasa and you just can't get her. Why not have a counter similar to this guy? Oh gosh. Similar to that guy. Okay. I won't touch it anymore, that's fine. Where if you collected an arena ticket for every week of that cycle, at the end of the cycle you get to pull a unit of choice from that. Maybe even twice per cycle, just to keep you invested. I don't know. But make some sort of guarantee that's not completely RNG purposed. The value in that pool is not so great that it's going to cost them fortunes in revenue, okay? It's just not. It's not going to do that. But it would make the experience feel good and give you something to drive. Because I feel, because I see it on Twitter, a vast majority of people immediately, as soon as Tuesday hits, bam, they get their arena stuff in, they pop the ticket, and then they just don't think about it the rest of the week. And it's just a weekly recycle of that. And for some reason, they have a period of pool usage for those tickets, which I assume has to do with updating said pool with new units, old units to put back in it. I assume it has something to do with that. But imagine you were working towards something through the end of every cycle, for arena tickets, you know? Imagine that there was a purpose to any of that outside of just getting a free weekly poll. It would just feel better. It would be a nice little quality of life. It would give you something to work towards. I think it would be nice. I think it would be nice. Okay? I do. I think we should make banners more interesting. I know. Yes, I know. I am so brave. I think we should make banners more interesting. Stuff like lore banners from Adrift, you know, or Elysian Travelers or something along those lines, which by many standards would probably be something attuned or rearmed or ascended right now, given the current state. But it just banners like that were so cool, you know, and the Forging Bonds that went along with them, which now we also have like Tempest Trial stuff that go on with attuned and rearmed and all that. It would just make it more meaningful, I think. And it would give you, because, I mean, this is supposed to be supplemental, right? Heroes is supplemental to the mainline games, and that's the purpose of it. But what if you brought a little bit of lore from the mainlines into FEH more regularly? I feel like you would have a more engaging process between the two crossover, right? Because FEH is mostly just supposed to be here to keep you occupied until the new titles come out. Which, by the way, they then take like an entire year to put any new characters from the mainline titles into the game. So I'm not really sure what the purpose is anymore, because there's certainly not a lot of tie-in at this point. Okay, the hype factor. It's so confusing, but whatever. It's fine. It's fine. I think we need new themes. Okay, not that I don't love ninjas. All right, but 3 years. Bit of a snoozer now, okay? Something new and exciting. It's not like we're at a loss for theme ideas, right? Like, example, there was anniversary fan art a couple of years back. Do you know how hard I would wail for a casino Thor? Do you? Do you know? Because it's big wailing is what I would do, okay? Just, but like something interesting and fun like that, you know. It's not that I don't enjoy, like, oh, this one's a wind festival, or oh, this one's a fire festival. Ooh, I wonder if we'll get an ice festival next. You know what I mean? Like, bro, come on, throw me some casual sweater wearing heroes for fall. You know, don't make them ninjas. What are you doing? Come on. It blows my mind the lack of creativity, or just the narrow hallway that we walk in terms of like fun themes that we could explore. You know, stuff like Picnic Banner was super well received. It didn't sell super well, I don't think, probably, but you know, maybe mayhaps if you threw some interesting characters in, you know, it would help sell a banner more. But the themes could be more exciting, they could be more interesting. And I mean, obviously keep standout holidays, right? You know, spring, obviously your Easter, your bunnies, whatever. Keep your New Year's, that's tradish, okay? Winter, Christmas, love that. You know, Halloween, fun for everybody, usually, except me, because I don't really like Halloween. You know, but your standard holidays, you know, keep those, for sure. Obviously keep those. Tradition. It's like a standard in gacha, okay? It would be weird if we didn't get Santa Heroes in December. I'm not saying that. But like, do we really need double, sometimes triple summer banners if you count the older dance festival stuff? You know, do we need those? Do we need that much swimsuit heroes? Do we need that many? I would argue no. I would argue no. And it feels a little stale now that we're like 6-7 years in. I have a craving for something more different and unique and creative. That's all. And I know that the talent is there. I mean, the artists that work with Nintendo and Intelligent Systems are insane, okay? So much talent is there. The Cypher is... Dude, Cypher had these things. It's not like they don't have access to it or the desire for it. They're just choosing not to engage it in playing banners really, really safely. I don't understand. We'll talk about revenue streams later, okay? We'll get there. This is gonna hunker down. This is I've had these on my mind for a while, all right? while we're talking summoning, a unit of choice currency for heroes that you already have at +10. All right, especially now that we have things like rearmed heroes, which are basically skill multipliers. Okay, they're little skill clones. That's the purpose that they serve. You know, why not get in there? And for people who summon a lot, slowly becoming less and less of me, maybe give them something for the +10. Because like the other thing about arena tickets specifically is, you know, after you get your 20th Tana, okay, not that the guidance 3 isn't great, but after you get so many, insert hero name, what's really the point if they don't have the fodder? You know, like Tana's great if you want to give guidance 4 to something, but what if you don't have that? Or what if the hero literally is like, I don't know, Luke, whatever his name is. Yeah, like what do you do then? What do you do then? Maybe have some sort of guarantee for someone to get something that they want, you know? That might be nice. And obviously don't put this on like limited banners and things like that. Or like maybe brand new heroes, you know? Maybe just have it built up on banners that are reviving, you know, revival banners, stuff like that. Maybe do it there. I don't know. While we're at it, revival banners. How many do we have now? Like 2 or 3 a week? I don't even know. Here's a thought. Instead of doing a bunch of different weekly revival banners, okay, what if you just had one? What if you just had one with a whole pool of everything, okay, but you got to select a rate up of 4 heroes from that banner every week? Or maybe just keep it stationary. I don't know. Or just cycle. I feel as though wishlist banners, which is a mechanic found in a lot of other gachas, exists specifically for older units. FEH is not using them. FEH loves RNG, okay? They are not choose your own adventure friendly. They're just not. But wishlist banners allow you, from a selected pool of options, to pick out, you know, a handful that you want and then roll on it and maybe get them. Which is great for collectors or skill snipers, any player at all. It's only a good thing majority of the time. Okay? If we cut down on all the banners that we have every week, I mean, dude, for a while there we had like 20 banners ongoing at any given week. That's too many banners. Can we simplify it just a smidge while optimizing options for players that actually want to roll on those older banners? Crazy. It's crazy. And before you go off with the argument, well, that's going to cut into their monies, and they love to make money, and yada yada. Let's not approach it, okay, from a strictly financial, stingy point of view. All right? Let's not do that. Let's give benefit of the doubt to our development team in that they actually want to make a good player experience, because I feel like overall that is where they have moved to. It's not just about bottom line dollars and cents, right? Otherwise FEH Pass would be way more expensive than this, and we are going to talk about FEH Pass. We're going to get there, okay? I have it saved for last intentionally. Let's just assume they want a better player experience, but they're confused or just outright don't know how to do that. Maybe they're not good at delivering said experience. This would be a benefit to players without really impacting the bottom line of the debt. You know what I mean? Like, Intelligent Systems is not going to go bankrupt because, like, oh, shoot, we did a wishlist banner on units that are like 4 years old. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to happen. Outside of that, for the love of God, will you please increase the inheritance cap from 4 to like 5 or maybe even 6 at this point? Because the purpose of rearmed heroes is to give skill inheritance, right? Like that's why they live. They exist to give skills, okay? But it's getting increasingly more difficult to give those skills, or God forbid, the special heroes that come with like an inheritable plus weapon, okay? You can't get a tier 3 skill, which many of them have now, as well as their plus version weapon from a single copy. Dude, what are we doing here? And you can say, well, oh, well, you need to fire something else before that, like a 3 or 4 star. You should not have to. Okay, you shouldn't have to. I don't know why you want to torment yourself, but it shouldn't be that way. The free welfare unit, okay? The poverty unit should be all-inclusive. Because A, what it's giving, not that great to begin with. And B, why wouldn't it be? Otherwise, they're giving you a free headache. They're like, hey, here's the carrot. Jump higher for me. You know what I mean? Like, again, it comes down to that player experience, and I don't know what the end goal is here, but for rearmed heroes, it's like you have all these really expensive skills on them, and you still have to come up with a pre-fire from somewhere else to get anything tier 4 down. So, for example, you can get their weapon, you can get 3 tier 4 skills from their ABC, presumably, or maybe 2B, yeah, whatever. But you have to get all the pre-fodder from something else. So really, are rearmed heroes inheritance bots, or are they premium inheritance bots? Either way, you have to summon more to get what you need. And I know what you're thinking, well, that's how they make money. I will get to that in a minute, okay? Bear with me. I'm not talking about what's realistic. I'm talking about what is what could be a better experience, right? Speaking of, and this is just me throwing some stuff in here, okay? For GHB maps, can we please get some tailored lines? Just tailored lines. For, like, imagine you have an Ike going up against an Ashnard, or an Alencia going up against an Ashnard, okay? Or a Corrin fighting a Xander, or an Anankos, you know? Like, imagine there was a tailored voice line, or a text line. Let's not get crazy. We'll just call it a text line. Imagine there was a tailored text line for heroes before they engage, like the mainline games. Like the mainline games. It would encourage you to beat maps with different types of units, right? In order to not miss out on that Easter egg. I think that would be really cool. That's just a little thing for me. That's just my little thing. It's just my little thing. That's all. Okay? It's not anything that important. It's not anything that's like absolutely necessary for the game. It is what it is. So, you know, that's just my hope. It's just my hope. Okay? Now, look. Time to talk about FEH Pass as we end the video here. All right? This pops up twice a month. Basically, the 10th and 25th of every month, which we are on the eve of a new Resplendent Hero, which is great. Okay? FEH Pass, you get a Resplendent Hero. You get some Dragon Flowers, depending on how long you've had FEH Pass consecutively. That changes. You get these rewards. You get like 5 orbs, some ephemeras, a little bit of dew, you know. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. But see, here's the thing. It's priced at like $8 a month. US currency, obviously. I don't know the conversion for other regions and countries. But that is so budget. It's so budget, it hurts, bro. It hurts. I would willingly pay $20 to $30 a month if this pass was actually worth it. And I feel like it could be. And that would be a much better revenue stream than throwing a bunch of banners at people. Because someone who summons a lot, me, is tired of all the banners, bro. And eventually, I'm just gonna stop. I'm just gonna stop. Like, look, I love doing stuff for content. It's super fun, okay? I love those live moments of people effing in chat, okay? It gives me life. But the truth of it is, At some point, it gets old. It gets old. And especially when banners repeat themselves year after year, and you kind of expect what's coming, it doesn't make it as exciting, and it doesn't make it as fun. And it just eventually starts to feel like a chore when you do it too much. So can we please leave? I will give you my money. I will give you my money, not in the form of banners. That doesn't feel as fun to me. But if you gave me things through FEH Pass and maybe made it more expensive, okay. Number one, please just, can we auto battle for everyone? Okay, don't lock that behind FEH Pass. That's so stupid. Okay, continuous auto battle should just be a normal thing. I don't know what they were on when they decided that, but to this day, it's still the dumbest thing they have ever done, I think. Like, okay. Maybe make it be a monthly thing that doesn't reset every 2 weeks. Maybe have daily, weekly, and patch length quests that grant different stuff. Okay. I think the Dragon Flowers are great. I think the expanded summoner support options are great. Castle layouts, resort layouts, literally anything. You know, make a new one every month to be that battle pass, that FEH Pass's thing, you know. A special epithet for your summoner card, literally anything, dude. Literally a unique accessory that later becomes available in the shop that you can buy, like some sort of cosmetic benefit that doesn't necessarily impact the player experience for non-pass havers. But for those who have absolutely no issue giving money to the game because they are able and want to, in a form other than, well, let me just go buy another orb pack, I suppose. You know, it would just feel better. It would feel more meaningful. Not to mention, your income is not derived from the level of banner that you put out. So in a way, it almost helps with power creep a little bit, because the whole point of selling revenue through banners is to increase power creep and make things more appealing to help beat content in the game or just show off. But if you didn't have to rely solely on banner sales and you made a recurring monthly income thing so appealing that people signed up for it and kept it, then you would have a more predictable income too. You would have a more stable revenue stream. Okay, that's why a lot of gacha games have a battle pass in the first place, because they may not have players who ever spend a dime on standard packs. And by the way, you shouldn't. Okay, if there's a special pack or something like a form soul pack, something along those lines, those are worth it. Okay, if you're gonna spend, those are worth it. If you are going to spend, they are worth it. But the normal packs that just give you orbs without any other item or hero or anything involved, it just feels bad. It just feels bad. But here, if you were to give me something that would entice me to be like, ooh, well, I've gotten every new castle layout from the FEH Pass so far. If I skip a month, well, then I won't have it. You know, it would entice me to keep the streak going, so to speak. Kind of like how the number of dragon flowers you get per how long you've had the pass impacts that, right? Likewise, you could just take a month off if what they were offering for the cosmetic rewards didn't really mean anything to you. That would also be fine. But for what it is right now, it kind of feels like, well, yeah, it's nice to have. It's nice to have. It's nice to have. But it's not something that I would deem as uber necessary or even that fun to have, honestly. Outside of the continuous auto battle, good God, do I get my money's worth just from that feature alone. Please make that available for everyone. It's so dumb that it's not. And it's not like they can't revamp the FEH Pass, okay? It's not like they can't do that. They definitely should. Like I said, I personally, as someone who spends a fair amount in the game, I would gladly pay 20 bucks a month for something that was more worth double it. I've got no issue, okay? Genuinely. And I feel like a lot of other players who are open to spending, if they're able and want to, would probably feel somewhat similar if it was worth it. But as it stands, it's not really worth more than what it costs. Just, you know, keeping it honest. But those are thoughts. Those are thoughts that I had, and I have ranted for like half an hour. So I will restate my initial question to you from the beginning of this video. What do you want to see added to the game? What exists that you feel like should be revamped? And again, that's not to say that we haven't had really good updates. Okay, the Rogue Worlds game type that featured the Golvig, the book 7 version of the exclusive game mode that we got. I think that's great. I think that's great. You know, I think Summoner Duels to an extent in limitation is fun. I think Pawns of Loki is fun. I think they do a good job of introducing content that is fun. But they're still missing the mark in certain aspects. And they're relatively big ones. My opinion, obviously. Obviously my opinion. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it all the way through, give a thumbs up in the comments, or I don't know, something. But I promised I would make this video, and I have finally made this video. So thank you for listening to me rant and getting some stuff off of my chest, and I will see you in the next one.